We've been giving to you here today the best explanation of what we would do if we were in your physical shoes. You're in the midst of some momentum because you've been around and you've been thinking, and the law of attraction has been responding to you and is responding to you. And so there is momentum that is happening. It is your response to what is happening that is the predominant reason that you offer the vibrations that you do. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we would say to ourselves, I want to calibrate to what's becoming, not to what is. Because what is the enemy of future expansion. What is, your memories of things or your observations of things, are what hold you in slow motion or no motion. So we would begin to approach life more from the standpoint of what can I do to calibrate to my vortex, and what can I do to not calibrate so much to what's going on around me. Now, it isn't that we don't think that there are nice things for you to observe. There are. We just want you to be more productive, selective sifters. Spend time in conversations about the things that you do want. You get what you think about, you get what you speak about. It's attraction, attraction, attraction. But we also understand that sometimes you just can't help yourself, because there it is, so vivid. How can you not notice it, and how can you not respond to it? You can't. That's what we call a step one moment. While you are calibrating to this thing that you do not want, you are also calibrating anew in your vortex. And if you could just understand that, so that you don't make what's happening, if you don't want it, a bad thing, you let it be a clarifying thing, so that you just relax more in this never-ending journey, and you just decide that it's more a fun journey than it isn't. It's a more feeling good journey than it isn't. And then just do your best to reach for the best feeling thoughts that you can find along the way, and get out ahead of it. That's the newest part of the message. Get out ahead of it by segment intending and by meditating. A belief is something that almost feels like it thinks you, because it has momentum. So the best you can do is notice how this belief feels, and if it feels defeating, or if it feels unfair or unjust, then you've got to do something about changing the way you feel. And what's tripping most humans up is that you think, no, the injustice has to go away, and then I will not feel injustice. It doesn't work out very well, does it? The harder you push against the injustice, the more the injustice becomes. So what you finally have to decide is that you're going to step back and look at it from a broader point of view, where there is no injustice. They're just people utilizing the law of attraction in different ways, and you can utilize it in a way that makes you have what you consider to be a better life for you. There's no magic formula. You just got to do the work, and the work is pay attention to how I feel, and if I don't feel good, take my attention away from whatever it is that isn't feeling good. But don't just take my attention away from it, then give my attention to the other end of the stick, what I've calibrated it to be. I love you all so much. You meditate for 15 or 20 minutes, and then you respond to life all day long. You watch television and you respond to it, and you talk to each other and you respond to it. You're knee-jerk responding to almost everybody. You got to get out ahead of it. You got to stop responding, and you got to be better prepared before you walk into the room where you could respond. Stuff happens around you all the time, but you've got to decide whether you're going to let it calibrate you into discord. It just goes on and on and on. It only takes something to get you calibrated against yourself. So you've just got to decide. You've just got to decide how your life mostly goes, because Esther's life mostly goes very well. It is a really rare experience to have a meeting room that's not ready for a meeting. It's a really rare experience. There may be many more now. It doesn't have to go that way. In other words, this is a turning point. When you are in a situation that you don't like, it is a turning point, and it can turn whichever way you turn it. It doesn't have to turn you to more of what you don't want. It can turn you to greater clarity. It can tune you to greater tuning. It can make you more clear about what you want. It can cause you to make better decisions and follow up on your decisions more. There are all kinds of things that a situation that you don't like can activate within you. You just have to know that you're in charge of your life. And sometimes in a situation like this, it doesn't feel like you're in charge, because something that matters isn't working. So it doesn't feel like you're in charge, but you are in charge of the way you respond to it. You are in charge of that. You never get to the place that you're not doing the work. You never get to the place where you're not doing the work. We are all in this together in this environment. You could say that this is everyone's point of attraction. When you begin calibrating and you tap into the resources that are available to you, and you create a really big life, you can't fall back into patterns of action to deal with the big life you've created. You can't go back. You can't tap in to the bigness of who you are and attract the big experiences. You can't go back to an action-oriented world once you've tapped into infinite intelligence and the source energy that creates worlds. You can't go back. You have to keep trusting and believing and asking. You just have to know that you're in charge of your life. Let's say that you've decided that you could use an extra $10 million. Oh, you'll get that easily, but we're talking about right away. We're talking about regularly, monthly. We're talking about a lot of financial remuneration coming your way. So let's say you've decided that you want that. And let's say that you spend a little time thinking about it. You really do want that. You want that. If we were to say to you, do you have desire? You would say, oh boy, do I ever. I have this powerful desire. So you've got that desire in place. So if you're looking for that $10 million today and not see it, then you're likely to be offering a vibration about the absence of the desire that you want. But you could, if you were willing to be unconditional in your creation, you could find a feeling of prosperity. You could find a feeling of well-being. You could acknowledge what having abundance feels like. You could remember moments of feeling prosperous, or you could remember having seen something that made you feel that way. And you could accomplish right now, in 1 minute or 2 minutes or 5 minutes, you could accomplish in this day the uncondition, the vibration that matches the uncondition of that abundance. And if you do that and you do that often, then it is our absolute promise to you that that manifestation must come into your experience, and relatively quickly, because you will have done what almost nobody does. You will have held the vibration of your desire and no longer contradicted it by facing reality. If you just heard that, you have just captured for yourself the key to accomplishing, to being or doing or having anything that you desire. Law of attraction is bringing you whatever is active in your vibration. And sometimes the more you want something, the more what is active in your vibration is the fact that it has not come yet. So you've got this yearning, even hopeful. So how is it that things do manifest? How do you turn your thoughts to things? How do you turn the vibration that you have launched? How do you turn it into a manifestation? How does it become actual? How do you see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it? What makes it real? Most people never even think about that. They just look around the world at the things that are already real, this what they consider to be finite pile of whatever good stuff they want, and then they just squabble over it. But you are creators. You have come to create your own pile, not to try to find someone else's and get them to give it to you. They don't want to do that. So how do vibrations turn into reality? How does the manifestation occur? So the creative process is what? Step one is ask. And ask comes out of the contrast that you're living. So you ask and launch these rockets of desires. Step two is source answers that rocket of desire, becomes the vibrational equivalent of it, is the vibrational equivalent of it, offers a vibration of it, stands as the accomplishment, the achievement, the fulfillment of what you've asked for. Your inner being stands there as the fulfillment of all of the desires, all of the composite desires, all of the amended desires that you have launched in a vibrational reality. The vortex, that vibrational reality, we wanted you to feel the synergy of it. We wanted you to feel the calling power of it. We wanted you to realize that this vortex, this spinning vortex, is calling to its center all things that you've asked for. The question is, are you letting yourself be called to it? Are you in a vibrational place where you are allowing what's vibrationally accomplished by you to be perceived by you in what you want to call real life experience? You said to us, Abraham, I will accept that I create my own reality, and I will accept that law of attraction manages it, and I will accept that I've launched plenty of creations, and I will accept that there is a vibrational version of everything I want waiting for me to achieve vibrational readiness with it. I just want to know, how do I get my money out of the vortex and into the bank? How does the vibration that you're so sure exists, and we are because we see it, we see the fulfillment of what you've been asking for, we know who you are, we know what you're asking for, we know it, we see where it is, we see where you are in relationship to it, and every word we speak is about helping you to achieve a vibrational stance that allows what you have created to flow easily to you. It's already been delivered to you, but you have to find the vibrational frequency that allows you to see it, in the same way that your tuner has to be tuned to the same frequency of whatever the transmitter is, or you don't receive the telephone call or the radio signal or the television signal. In other words, these signals have to match up. So here's the question: does the signal of my desire and the signal of my belief, do they match? Are they matching signals? Because my desire is high flying. Is my belief? Do I believe that it's coming, or do I need to see it first? Because if you need to see it first, then you're living that conditional life that we were talking about. And if you need to see it first, then it's not going to come, not anytime soon. You slowly and sluggishly watch other people and you see what they do, and maybe it causes your expectation for yourself to morph a little bit, but it's so slow going. It's so slow going, and it does not need to be. You have created enough and put it into your vibrational reality, into your vortex of creation, to keep you happily satisfied and busy in terms of action and stuff and things and living your life for 20 or 30 lifetimes. That's how much is there already for you, ready for you to become a vibrational match to. We're talking about how you can accomplish a vibrational stance that puts you in the receptive mode, so that first the idea occurs to you and the emotion comes with it. That's the first manifestation. That's the first indication. That's the first turning of it from a thought to a thing. And once that thought, from a vibration to a thought, from thought to an emotion, there it is. It's alive and it's real. And if you can be happy, this is the key. If you can make yourself happy for a little while, with the uncondition of the thought and the emotion, if you can say, I got the best idea and it felt so good to me, it feels so good to me, and I'm so happy with this idea, and not be mad at yourself or at somebody else that the idea hasn't come to full fruition, where you can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it. Right now you're just feeling it and knowing it and expecting it and glad for it. If you can hold yourself there just for a little while, it is our promise to you that that vibration will gain momentum, and your ability to perceive it will grow and grow and grow until you'll be rendezvousing. You'll find yourself talking to people that know doors will be opening for you, and you will be recognizing it, and you will find yourself this compliant, cooperative, joyful component of your own creation, being guided to the culmination.